Hi everyone, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at, and I'll show you how to install the TowSmart custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2015 Honda Odyssey. Minivans like the Odysseys are people haulers, so when they're full of people, that means you're low on storage space. Adding a hitch allows you to add some extra storage space onto the rear of the vehicle, whether it be something like a cargo carrier or a bike rack, and you can even do some light duty towing. Here's a closer look at what the hitch looks like on our neighbor's Odyssey. As you can see, the crossbeams are exposed. However, only when you're crouching under it or standing pretty far back will you see it. So all you'll really see is the 2" by 2" receiver opening, which is going to be standard for most of your accessories. Then behind that, we have a standard 5/8" pinhole. The pin and clip are not included with the hitch. However, we have many options available here at eTrailer. Also, any accessory that you add on will most likely come with one included. Then we have a safety cable loop here, pretty easy to access with whatever style safety cable you have, whether it be a large clevis like that or an S like this. Now for some measurements for our ground clearance. From the ground to the top of the inside of the collar, subtracting the height of the lift is 12 inches. So any accessory that you add on, I'd want to look for one with a slight rise to it. Then from the center of the pinhole to the edge of the bumper is right at about 5.5 inches. Keep that number in mind for any folding accessories that you might have. Make sure they don't make contact with the vehicle. Now for the weight capacities with this hitch, we have a gross trailer weight of 4,500 pounds. That's the amount of weight that you can pull behind the vehicle. Then we have a maximum tongue weight of 675 pounds. That's the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. You do have the option to use weight distribution when towing with this hitch. That'll bump your gross trailer weight up to 5,000 pounds, and your tongue weight will stay the same. Always be sure to double check your Honda's owner's manual to ensure that your vehicle can handle that weight safely. All in all, you really can't go wrong with the TowSmart hitch option for your Odyssey. As for the installation, it's really a pretty simple process. You just have to remove a plastic panel here, possibly lower the exhaust to get it out of the way. Then you'll need an extra set of hands to help you lift the weight of the hitch. If it's not something that you're looking to do yourself, maybe you just don't have the time, the space, or the tools to do so, feel free to check out our dealer locator. If you are looking to get this set up yourself, then follow along and I'll walk you through the process. Also, if you have installed this yourself and you just want to share some tips or tricks with us, or maybe you just want to share some photos of what you are using your hitch for, please feel free to leave a review or a comment. We'll start our installation on the driver's side here. This plastic panel needs to come down. There's a few push fasteners holding it in. I just need to get under the centerpiece so we can pop it out. So we're really struggling getting these off. I broke the other two, which is fine. I can drill them out, but this is how they should work. We sprayed a little soapy water on it to kind of break it up. We should be able to pull this centerpiece out and then pop that entire assembly out. And we're not going to be replacing these, so it's okay if you break them. Now we have those 3 push fasteners removed. There will be another 10mm bolt hidden up here. Just have to get a socket and an extension on it. Take that off. Now we have a Phillips screw right here holding the wheel liner onto our plastic piece, so we'll get that removed. Now we can pull this out and set it aside. On the passenger side, we don't have one of those plastic panels to remove. However, our exhaust is kind of in our way. So just to make my life easier, I'm going to lower it down. I have a cam strap just hooked up across the frame in order to support the exhaust. If you're working on the ground, you could use something like a floor jack. I just sprayed it with some soapy water. And now I'll pry that rubber hanger off on the back. I'm going to do the same thing on this hanger right here. Get that popped off, and then we didn't need our exhaust to move very much, just enough to kind of, now we can shift it around and make room. Now we need to take a look at our weld nuts. Our van is on the older side, so we have quite a bit of dirt and debris built up. Helps to have a wire brush. Try to clean it out, and then I'll take our hardware, and while I have it here, I'll just tell you how it's going to work. Each of our bolts will get a conical tooth washer with the teeth facing up towards the hitch. But I'll take our hardware, thread it in and out a few times, just make sure everything's easy to get threaded in. That way, when we have the hitch above our head, we don't have to worry about fighting with the threads. If your threads are really bad, like I think a couple of ours are, it might help to have a tap on hand in order to really clean out those threads. Now on the driver's side, we will have to fish wire one of our bolts. So we'll have a carriage bolt and a spacer and a fish wire. We'll want our bolt to come out of this hole here. So we'll use this larger hole as our access. So what I'll do is I'll put the coiled end through the hole that we're going to end up at. Pull that out of our access hole. We'll take our spacer block, slide it over, tuck it up in, thread our carriage bolt on, and we'll pull that out of the hole. Now it's a good idea to have an extra set of hands. I have my good friend John here to help me. We'll lift this into place on the driver's side. Just be sure to feed your fish wire through the forwardmost hole. And we'll get these lined up with our holes, and we'll thread one piece of hardware on each side. That'll hold it up for us to get the rest of the hardware installed. Once you have all the bolts threaded on, you can come to your fish wire, just pull it off, and thread on your nut. Now we'll get these tightened down. All of our bolts will be a 3/4 inch socket, and the nut will be a 17 millimeter. Now we'll go over all of our hardware and torque it down to the specifications listed in the instructions. Once you have everything torqued down, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the TowSmart custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2015 Honda Odyssey.